AwkTalk story time.
Yes, so we decided to come up with a specific segment where we tell some awkward stories because we had such a good response from everyone.
Yes.
And we found some absolute crackers that we have to share.
Yeah. So if you haven't checked out our first AwkTalk, it was on pap smears.
You have to get pap smears, everyone. Or cervical screenings.
Yes. Should we get into the juicy talks? Oh, I don't know where I'm going.
I don't like the word juicy in association with that.
Yeah. Alright, let's get into the funny stories.
Funny stories.
So this one's like from an older lady, not an older lady, but like a mum. She was booked in to have a pap smear in the afternoon. She finished work and she wanted to quickly come home, have a quick rinse off and go back for a pap smear just to freshen up a little bit. But she was running late, so she quickly came home really fast, had a shower, grabbed like the closest sponge she could find, had a rub, went to the as in a clean, went to the doctor's and she started the procedure and her doctor was like, oh, it's nice to see that you've dressed up for me. And turns out the sponge that she grabbed was her daughter's from the night before that she just had a glitter bath with, and so she had rubbed glitter all through her pubes.
Sounds like a
little disco ball down there for a like bloody doctor to get in there and have a pap smear. So I mean, I'm sure it made his day.
Oh, 100%. It made ours hearing the story too.
Number 2. This is like an older lady as well.
This is, an older lady. She went to get her little pappy and the doctor will sometimes ask you a few questions. So this doctor just happened to ask her if she was sexually active. And she responded, she said, oh, not really, I actually just lie there and he does all the work.
Oh my god, like she thought he meant, are you active during sex? No. Are you sexually active?
Sexually active. I mean,
good on them. But
yeah, but still going at it. This is one that one of my friends shared. Bless your soul, you know who you are. Should I read it?
Read it.
Alright. So it says, so my first pap smear story.
Did we just break the cat?
So my first pap.
What just happened? Anyway.
So it says, so my first pap smear story. Of course I get my period about an hour before the appointment, as if I weren't already awkward enough. Went in and the doctor quickly explains what's going to happen. I'm nervous and explain to her my situation down under. She says no worries and asks if it's alright if one of the nurses shadowing her comes in to assist. Who am I to stop someone from learning, right? So there I am, laying down, feeling like there's a fucking plastic bottle up my vagina. The doctor is doing the main important stuff, and then the nurse was basically in charge of just draining my period blood. I absolutely hated the feeling of the Q-tip looking thing. Basically felt like chalk scratching my insides.
That's rough. Also, interesting to know you can have a pap smear if you're on your period. That's no worries at all.
It's not really ideal because it can make things harder than they need to be.
And also, it's just like you don't want to make yourself more uncomfortable than what the procedure already is.
Yeah, if you're menstruating quite heavily,
probably don't book it.
Just cancel and reschedule.
Not worth that trauma. Oh my god, this next one is so disturbing. Mum told me this story. This big lady came in. Big lady.
I think the word she used where the labia was quite large.
This lady, when the doctor went in to have the first swab.
So just to paint the picture, she was like she was really in there.
She was like, head was down, in the legs.
Yeah.
Taking the first swab. And old mate let out a nice fart and the doctor literally went like this. Oh. And like you've got to remain professional, so they were like, where do we look? Do we hold our breath? Like what do we do?
Quite sad.
It's not even funny, no, it just makes me feel like a bit ill.
Don't lie. You laughed.
Okay, we've got one more for you, and this is by far the best story, I think, not even pap smear, but like, probably the best story I've ever had in my entire life. Someone went and had a pap smear, this girl went to have a pap smear.
We can say it's a girl.
Oh yeah, of course, because like most people, you've got no idea what you're going into. You don't know the process, unless you've watched this video and we gave a very clear demonstration.
Yeah,
beforehand.
you're welcome.
But if you haven't seen this video, you probably don't really know what goes on, or where to sit, or where to put the legs, or where to hold the rope, or all of that stuff. As to this girl, she had no idea. So, Anyway, she walks in and the doctor says, you know, take your knickknacks off and hop on the bed. The poor darling gets on the bed, but not on her front. I mean, sorry, not on her back, on her front. So she's sitting like this. And the doctor came in.
She walked in, she's like, yep, so just flip around for me.
Oh no!
And she unhooks herself from the little stirrups and lies onto her back.
So embarrassed.
Then gets to the stage where the doctor goes to put in the speculum, right? So she gets it in, everything's fine.
She was very anxious as well, like very nervous.
Very anxious.
Again, like tightening everything as much as possible. So the doctor turns around to get the little like speculum, no, sorry, what's it called? The little scraper.
Yeah.
Terminology at its finest. Turns around and whilst the doctor had her back to her, she hears the ping ping and the speculum had popped out,
Shot out of her
onto the floor because she was like so tense that she popped it out and it landed on the floor beside the doctor. Oh god. So, I mean, if you're going to have a pap smear, if you've had one, you've had a bad experience, we hope these videos make it feel super normal. So that does conclude our first episode of AwkTalk Storytime.
Yeah, make sure you tune in next week for whatever fluff video we have planned. And make sure you like and subscribe because it really helps us.
That's like the most.
Please.